In the previous lesson, we just created place order screen, and it's time to implement place order action. When user click on place order, we just create a new order at this address /order/ID of that order and make it possible for user to finish the payment. What we're gonna do in this lesson is focusing on creating an order. Here is the last state of e-commerce website. When I click on place order, nothing happens. Let's make it work. Go to code, and here is the plan. First step, we need to handle place order button click. Let's go for it. Open place order screen and then scroll down for the button place order and set ID to place order -button. Scroll up. In the after render of place order screen, press enter there, and first of all, let's get order from convert cart to order function. Const order convert order to function. At this point, I'm going to send an AJAX request. So first of all, I need to call show loading and then const data equal to await create order. And the parameter that I'm going to pass is order. After that, hide loading. We need to import them from util.js. Import show loading and hide loading from util.js. Here we are using await, so the after render should be async, and I need to create order function in the API, and here is the data. If data.error exists, I need to show a message. Show message data.error, and we need to import that by pressing on this. Otherwise, at this point, I need to clear the cart. I need to clean the cart because all items in the shopping cart converted to a real order, and user should be able to add new items to the cart. So cart need to be empty, clean cart, and we need to implement that in the local storage. And after that, redirect user to its order page. Document.location.hash should be /order/ the ID of order, and the ID of order comes from data.order._ID. If I press save, it's gonna get converted to the template literal like this. What I need to do in the front end part is to implement create order function in API and clean cart in local storage. Let us start with the easy one. Go to local storage right here, and at the very end of the screen, export const clean cart. It's a function that remove cart items. Local storage.remove item cart items export. Great. So I can use that inside place order. In the local storage, put a comma and enter clean cart. So in the place order after render, there shouldn't be any error here. And the last thing for the front end, implementing create order. Let's go to API in the Explorer, go to RC folder, double click API, and here it's time to create an API for building an order. It is very similar to registered user in terms of creating a new item, but this time the item is a new order. So let's do that. Export const create order. It just accepts order information, and it's an async function. Inside this function, first of all, we need to get the token. Const token equal to get user info. And then it's time to send an Axios request. const data equal to Axios, and inside the option section set URL equal to backtick $API URL /API /order and headers. The headers section should contain type equal to application JSON, and the most important one, authorization equal to barrier equal to token inside backtick icon. Good. Let's pass the data, and the data is the order itself. Let's wrap it in try catch, try, and move this code inside the try part and the catch part. If there is an error, just return error equal to error.response.data.message. If it doesn't exist, use the default error. Great. At this point, when I get the data, it's response. When I get the response, I need to check response.status text doesn't equal to OK. If there is an error, I need to throw new error, and the error message should be response.data.message. Otherwise, return response.data like this. Return. Great. We just implemented the create order, and in the place order, if I get rid of last character and select this one, it's gonna get imported right here. And the last change in the API, before showing error.response.data.message, we need to check error.response exists or not. Let's wrap them inside this. If it exists, then this, otherwise error.message, and we can get rid of this. So I just change the return error to this code. In the place order screen and in the after render, I need to put this code inside event listener for click on place order button. Document dot get element by ID place order button dot add event listener. The type of event is click, and the responder is like this. Inside the responder section, I'm going to move all code from here for placing order to the click and set it to async. Inside API, the address is API/orders. Put method to post. That's the last fix for create order in a frontend. Let's check that. Here I click on place order. I get the error message, and here I'm sending post request to this address, and I want to get a new order, but I'm getting 404 error. So it's time to go and implement this route. Go to VS Code, and it's time to work on the backend part. Open your backend. Because we are going to create a new order, first of all, we need to build a model for order, a Mongoose model. Right click, new file in the model folder, and set it to order model.js. Inside this file, we are going to create an model. First of all, import Mongoose from Mongoose, then define order schema. Const order schema equal to new Mongoose schema, and here we are going to pass the properties of this order. Also put a comma and create another object as a second parameter of order schema and set timestamps to true. By having this setting, when you create an order, the time of creation will be saved, and when there is an update, the update time will be updated. So let's add the properties and columns for this model. The first one is order items. Order items, it's an array And each item of this array contains this value. The name of product, type is string, and required is true. And required is true. I just duplicate this for image, price, QTY, and change price and QTY to number. The next one is product, and the type of product is mongoose.schema.types.objectId. Here is the type of product, mongoose, and here the reference of this entity is product, and the required is true. Great. I just define the properties of order item, and this one is like a foreign key that give us access to the properties of the real product that we are going to have in the order item. Good. For next property, it should be user itself. After order item, user. User is gonna be very similar to product. It's like a foreign key, mongoose.schema.types.objectId, and the reference here is capital user, and required is true. It's for, it's the user that placed this order. The other information for order, shipping and payment. Let us start with shipping. Shipping is an object, contains address of type string, and I just duplicate that for city, postal code, and country. Let's go for payment. Payment contain two sections. The payment method of type string and payment result. It's a object that contains order ID, payer ID, and payment ID. Order ID of type string, payer ID string, and payment ID string 2. After payment, it's time to enter information about the price. Items price, number, tax price, number, shipping price, number, and total price, number 2. And here it's time to set a flag for is paid and is delivered. Is paid, is paid. Its type is Boolean, and required is true, and default is false, because by default all orders are unpaid. And paid at, it's of type date. The next one is for delivered. I just duplicate this and rename that to is delivered, and delivered at to save the delivered time and status. Great. Let's use this order schema to create an order model. Const order equal to mongoose.model. Order is the name of collection in the database, and order schema. At the end, export default order. That's it. We just created order model definition in the order model.js. It's time to go to router and create new file for order router.js. Here I need to import Express from Express and create an instance of router and set the name to order router equal to express.router, and at the end we need to export default order router. At this line I want to create a route for building or creating an order. Order router dot post, it's a post request. What's the address? It's the root of the address is gonna be /API/orders, and only authenticated user is auth can have access to this route. And rec and res. Let's import is auth. Sorry, there is a typo here. It should be express from express, not expect. And we need to import is auth, and we need to import is auth from util like this. And then inside the body of this function, I'm going to create a new order. Let's wrap it inside express async handler, the whole function, and I need to import express async handler from express async handler. And in the body of this function, which is an async function, I want to create an order, const order equal to new capital order. Press tab for capital order to import it from order model and pass all information about this order, including order items. All of them comes from order.body.order_item that comes from the body rec.body.order_items. For user, we are going to get the user from rec.user because when is off middleware runs, rec.user will be filled by the data of current user, and I just want to have the ID of that user. For other information about this, I want to get them from body like this. Let's duplicate them for payment, items, price, tax price, shipping price, and total price like this, and get rid of the last one. Great. I just created a new instance of that order and it's time to save that. Const created order equal to await order dot save. I'm going to send back the result. res.send res.status set the status to 201. 201 is the code for creating new resource, and send message should be new order created and the data is created order. That's it. And the last step is gonna be using order router in the server.js. Open server.js and right after user router, create a route for /API/orders, and the responder is order router. Press tab to import order router at the very top of server.js. To fix this issue, what we can do is to convert the ID of product from 1 to a valid ID for Mongoose. Instead of 1, you can make it 24-1. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and make it duplicate 1, 2, 3, and make for 2 like this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and duplicate. Go to home page and then click your cookie for localhost and select the first product. The ID should be 24-1. Click add to cart, click proceed to checkout, log in, enter your information, continue, select PayPal and place order. This time the order created. For the front end part, in the API and in the create order, for Axios, because it's a async function, put await here. So when you click on place order, you get this message, new order created. And if you check the XHR, you can see the order created. And here is all information about the new order. Great. We just created a new order. And after setting await, because the return code is 201, the status text is gonna be created. So if it's not equal to created, it means that I need to return an error. Otherwise, I return the data. In the return part, I'm going to response.data, and the last change after setting this to created is in the order router. And when I'm sending 201 as a response, I'm going to set order to created order, not data. By having this change, if I add a new product, add to cart, checkout, enter address, commit, and place order, I will be redirected to the order screen with this ID. And this page is not found. I need to implement this page in next lesson. So let's review what we did in this lesson. Here is the changes. First of all, I changed the ID of first product from 1 to 24-1. And the reason is when I want to save this inside MongoDB, the format of ID should be 24 hexadecimal number. And that's why I just changed it to this. For next lesson, when we create the real product, this issue will be fixed automatically. Another change is in server.js, I just imported order router here and set /API/order for order router. Next one was creating order schema based on order items, the user that sent place.order, shipping and payment information, and also the status of it. And I just exported the model object. The next change was in the order router, creating a route for making a new order into the database. The other changes are for frontend. In a frontend, in the API.js, I created create order to send order AJAX request to the backend. And also in the local storage, I defined a method to clean cart items. And the last one is in the PlaceOrder to add an event to PlaceOrder button right here. And there I just call create order to build an order for user. That's it for this lesson. Until next lesson, bye.